When we rank some of the greatest players in NBA history, we usually correlate their greatness by the passion of their play, the accomplishments they achieved, and probably the most prevalent argument we hear, how many rings they accumulated. But while a video ranking those types of players would be exciting, it would also be predictable. So today, I'm going to be ranking the 10 greatest players in NBA history to never win a ring. And at the number 10 spot, I got John Stockton. During his 19 years in the NBA, he only missed 22 games, which made him super reliable, and he was a passing maestro. He knew where his teammates were at all times and was very selfless with the ball. He is in first place for career assists and first place for career steals, so he was great on both sides of the floor. And his name is a household name, even though he hasn't won a ring, which is a shame considering how good he was as a player. At the number 9 spot on this list is the famous shot blocker Dikembe Mutombo. This 7'2" center played 18 seasons in the NBA and became well known mostly for his famous finger wag after blocking opponents' shots. Over his career, he averaged 2.8 blocks and 10.3 rebounds per game. He is second all-time in registered blocks, behind only Hakeem Olajuwon, and is the 20th most prolific rebounder ever. He earned 4 Defensive Player of the Years and had his jersey retired by 2 separate teams. Dikembe will always be remembered for his defensive prowess, even though that couldn't convert to the Larry O'Brien Trophy. The next player on my list is a very well-known player, and everybody and their mother probably knows who this guy is. I'm talking about Steve Nash, who is praised for his playmaking, ball handling skills, and shooting. He led the league in assists for 5 years, averaging 11.5 assists per game. He has more 50-40-90 seasons than any other player in NBA history and has earned himself 2 MVPs. Steve Nash will forever be remembered as an influential passer in the modern game of basketball. In the 7th spot, we got Chris Paul. Chris has been and continues to be a great player with a keen ability to find his teammates with his above-average passing ability. So much so that at one point during his run with the Clippers, they would be known as Lob City. Chris Paul hasn't earned much throughout his career other than being named an All-Star 12 times, which is still a special achievement in itself. At the age of 38, he's still going strong, so the hope is still there for him to at least win 1 championship before he retires, but that window is getting slimmer and slimmer as we speak. At number 6, I got Carmelo Anthony, one of my favorite players besides a few other people that have blessed us on the basketball court. This man has been a very influential scorer and was probably most well known for his time on the Knicks, where he still holds the franchise record for the most points scored in a game. His scoring prowess is considered his best asset, with his ability to take over any game on the offensive end. Despite being a prolific scorer, he has been criticized for his defense. Carmelo Anthony has been named an All-Star 10 times throughout his career, but can never get anything more than that to add to his resume. In the 5th spot, I got Dame Dolla, aka Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is another one of my favorite players since I got into basketball when I was younger. This man became the 8th player to get 10,000 points and 2,500 assists in his first 6 seasons, joining Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Larry Bird, and some other great names, and has even had the nickname Dame Time tied to him for how many shots he has hit in clutch. Damian Lillard is a phenomenal player with amazing talent, but because of the loyalty to a poorly run organization, he hasn't been able to convert his greatness into rings. Standing at 6 feet 8 inches tall, Tracy McGrady was known for his laid-back demeanor and scoring prowess, and he once scored 41 points in a game despite being asleep right until tip-off, a performance that inspired the nickname the Big Sleep. At his peak, McGrady was an explosive player capable of finishing at the rim over the defense. McGrady was also a threat from the outside and would frequently pull up for deep three-pointers over unsuspecting defenders. Some analysts have remarked that McGrady's length, playmaking, and shooting abilities would have made him more effective in the modern era of basketball, and that he was ahead of his time. Tracy is often ranked as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and in the 75th anniversary of the NBA, he was named the 55th best player of all time, which is why he's number 4 on my list. But Vince Carter will take 3rd place on my list. This 8-time All-Star has many feats, from being on video game covers, starring in music videos and TV shows, to being well known for his ferocious dunks in his time in the NBA. Vince had a great career with many teams throughout the NBA, and has been able to revolutionize the game and become an inspiration in terms of how he played. Even though Vince never got to win a ring by playing at the level he did, at least he was able to snag an Olympic gold medal, which is a feat that not too many guys get to achieve. Up until when Ray Allen broke his record, Reggie Miller was regarded as one of the best shooters to touch the basketball, and had a prolific talent when it came to the sport, as he retired with the most 3-pointers in an NBA career. Reggie once scored 8 points in 9 seconds that ultimately led to his team's victory, which is scary impressive in itself. Out of the 18 years Miller played, he entered the playoffs for 15 of them, which gave his team a chance for a ring, but his team could never push it to the point of actually achieving it. But just like Vince, even though he never got to achieve the dream of an NBA championship, at least he was able to walk away from his career with 2 Olympic gold medals and 2nd place on my list. And last but not least, the best player in my opinion to never win a ring is Allen Iverson. Iverson's handles and just ball handling in general was a sight to be amazed by, and couple that with his ability to shoot and finish, and you would think that would be the recipe to all the success a player like him deserved. Iverson was selected with the 1st overall pick in the 1996 draft and was an instant star in the NBA, as he proved he could hang with the best of them, where in his NBA debut, Iverson recorded 30 points and 6 assists. During the 2000-2001 season, he had multiple achievements, like being the steals leader for that season, obtaining MVP for that year, and even leading his team right to the finals for the first time since 1986. Even though he could never get a ring, he still revolutionized the craftiness of handling a basketball and inspiring creative ways to break down a player's defense. But that's going to wrap up this top 10. Let me know in the comments what you think of this ranking and who you would put as your number 1 player to never win a ring. As always, if you got this far in the video and you enjoyed it, make sure to click the like button and make sure to subscribe if you like basketball content like this. That will be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.